Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I thought today I would look at a bit of a process that I use to get random radio noise into some of my tracks. So what I'll do first is introduce an app called WebSDR. It is a system, a software defined radio. So if you think about your traditional CB and AM radio, all sorts of different stuff being broadcast, which is publicly available to listen in. Now, some of the channels are just individual people talking to each other. There's military channels out there, most of which are encrypted, but some aren't. There's channels where there's Morse code going, all sorts of weird and wonderful things. WebSDR has been out for a few months now, and I know some people have struggled to work out how to actually bring the WebSDR feeds into their music when they're actually creating tracks. So that's what we're going to look at today. The elephant in the room with any sort of radio broadcast is there any copyright material? I tend to stick with spoken word stuff because generally there's not going to be any issues in terms of a copyright. If you find one of the many radio channels playing commercial music on there, put that in your track, you're almost certainly going to get a copyright strike because it's copyrighted music. Assuming that you found something that you actually want to work with, this is what I do. I arm the record on AUM and say, don't worry about your tempo or anything else. All we're doing is using AUM as a recorder. We find what we want to work with. This will do for the time being. If we hit record, and essentially just recording for as long as you want. Now the problem is you don't know what you want until you've got it, really, unless it's just some general noise. I mean, you might be that you start scrolling through. Then after a period of time, when you've got what you wanted, stop your record and let's close down WebSDR. We can disarm record. And what we end up with is a file, recordings, there we go. This is today's date. Now, the way I do this, having got the recording within AUM, we go over to its sister app, Audio Share. It's one place where everything can get stored and moved around. But importantly, you can also have a look at the waveform and see whether it's what you want. So if we go into AUM recordings, if we go this most recent one, that's the garbage we just recorded. If we go back a few days ago, I had a little bit more success finding a few bits and pieces, and some of these you may hear in a track in due course. As always is the way, I can normally find somebody talking about the weather. This was more weather.
Hi, fine, Stanley. Well, we'll see. Maybe the later conditions will be better and the signals will improve. At this moment, we are just...
What I find works for me is if I've captured the audio in AUM, I can then tidy it up, using the tools in Audio Share to trim out the bits I actually want. I don't generally bother normalizing within Audio Share, but once you're happy with what you've got, you can then click the share button. Let's find Cubasis. Where's it gone? There we go, Cubasis 3. If you share it that way, we go into the media bay, audio, my audio files, and within you can pick the, here we go, there's more weather. That was one we just did. We can auto play it.
Hi, fine, Stanley. Well, we'll see. Maybe
Add an audio track. You can then just take your WAV file, pop it in. I'm not going to convert it, no. And it's there. And the advantage of doing it this way is you've actually got the bit that you need in the track. You can then move it around. You can play around with any effects you want to use and blend it in. I just find this is a much easier way of getting your audio clips from something like WebSDR it's a lot easier to actually start with a clip which is the bit you want, rather than have some 5 minutes or something and then trying to work out within Cubase the bit that you actually want. It's just making it complicated for yourself. So there we are, back in AUM. Let's just stop that. So anyway, I hope that was useful as a bit of a process tip in order to get audio clips from WebSDR and similar types of app into your projects. Get them recorded through AUM, trim them all down in audio share, and then bang them into your track. And it's as simple as it can be that way. I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment. If you're not already subscribing to the channel, please do so. I try and post videos most weeks. And going forward, we're going to start looking at the work I'm doing on the next album and how some of those tracks have been built. So if you like the sound of that, subscribe, hit that little bell thing, and YouTube will hopefully let you know that that's all out there. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Take care now.